Hello, you are watching Esther at Stampin Star Creations for another global stampin' video hop, and this month's theme is blending techniques. Today I'll be using the Hostess stamp set, which is called Summer Days, and I've used the 3 1/4 inch rectangle stitched die to go ahead and cut out a piece of white cardstock. I'm marking my grid paper on my Stamparatus so that I can come back to that same point later. I have actually got a bit of ink left over on my stamp, but I'm going to go ahead, ink this up, and I want to take off that first impression. So just laying down a scrap of post-it note to take off that first layer of ink. Once I've done that, then I'm going back in to push it down onto my white card. So I've torn a piece of post-it note which I'm going to lay down. This is another great technique if you're doing layers or if you want a grass effect or cloud effects. And you can load up your brush. Make sure you tap off the first lot of excess ink, because otherwise you get great big smudges on your work. Now, in hindsight, I should have used the sticky side. I don't know why I've used the bottom of the post-it note, because it is curling every time I go in a circular motion and try and brush it onto my paper. And as you can see a bit later, it does actually smudge my work. But hopefully you'll see throughout this video ways in which I try and fix my mistakes. So I want to build up the colour, so I've got a darker edge along the top half of the grass. So just pushing down with my brush gently and reloading the ink. As you can see to the left hand side, I have got that green smudge there, and I'm hoping it won't show up later and that I can cover it up. Using whatever ink I just had left on the stamp, I'm getting some more ink onto a post-it note, and I'm just tearing around the tree. I don't have time to fussy cut around all the little leaves, so tearing was a good option for me, just to get a rough cut of the post-it note to mask off the trees. Coming in with Balmy Blue, and as you can see, these are non-Stampin' Up brushes, but there are some brushes I had before. So working my way from the top corners just to lay down the darker ink, and then in soft circular motions laying the ink onto the page. I'm sorry about the blurriness. For some reason it didn't focus on the work, but it kept coming out of focus. So you can keep adding more, and look what I've gone and done. I've gone ahead and just put the ink straight from the ink pad onto my paper, and that gave me that streak. So if you don't rub off the excess ink first, you will get streaks and marks on your page. Otherwise, these blending brushes are perfect for blending colour together and mixing them without streaks normally. So I'm just pointing my brush upwards, just tuck into the corners nearer to the tree trunk. So that previous colour I've used was Calypso Coral, and then this colour is Mango Melody. I wanted the idea of a sunset look behind this girl and the tree, and I wanted it to look as if she was reading and the sun's gone down on her because she's been so busy reading and not paid attention to the fact that the sun has gone down. In order to disguise that green smudge from earlier, I decided to bring in my post-it note and tear a bit more off, and then just actually disguise it and use it as part of the design and add some more hills in the background. There are some big white patches around my tree, but again I'm going to just cover these up later. With that blue smudge in the corner, again I'm just going to disguise it by using the masking and just rubbing the edge. So coming in with my blender pens now and using the light mossy meadow just to highlight some of the trees and the design that's already on there, and just doing a few squiggles. Next I come in with the light mossy meadow. Sorry, that first colour was light old olive, and then this is light mossy meadow, and then this is let me just check the colour. This is the light old olive. So this particular pen is actually running out of ink, and I'm trying my best just to lay ink on. But as you can see, I don't get much of a blend, so I've brought back my light mossy meadow just to blend those colours in a bit better. And I'm colouring in any white patches that you can see. So for the tree trunk, I'm using a soft suede and going down the right hand side in the dark, and then blending in with the lighter soft suede. Now, to help get a nice highlight on the tree, I'm coming in with the colour lifter. This is great to add accents to the tree, and just to leave some more paler patches where the sun might shine through, and just along that left side of the tree trunk. After a while you'll see that the colour moves over and becomes lighter, so you've got a nice highlight. I wanted the girl to blend into the picture, so I'm using light cinnamon cider for her hair, ivory for her skin tone, soft suede for her shoes, and then coming in with light cinnamon cider for her trousers, and then some light Cajun craze for her cardigan, and then some dark Cajun craze for her top. And for her book I'm using Calypso Coral. So, putting the image back into my Stamparatus and lining up with the mark that I put down earlier, and coming back in with the soft suede ink, I'm now going to re-stamp this image and hoping it will fit exactly where I stamped it earlier. So hold your breath, everybody. And this is where you breathe a sigh of relief when it's come out how you want. So because it's put in the same position, it's highlighted the tree image with the girl, and it just really makes it stand out. I wanted to give this a very kind of vintage background, so I'm coming in with Very Vanilla and the soft suede, and I'm working my way around the edges, particularly to create a vignette look, so a nice vintage sepia look, concentrating on the corners and then coming in circular motions to add that lovely vintage vibe. It does take your time to build up that colour, and I'm just bringing in the image to see how that looks. I decided to use the Very Versailles stamp set and this lovely script from there, just to be able to lay down some writing in the background. And I'm doing second generation stamping to get a nice layer of that stamp on there. Using this lovely brushed bronze paper, I'm going to use the bigger die in the rectangle set, and then cutting out a smaller rectangle as well, so that it will save me on that foil paper. Then to help me position the frame to the picture, I'm just grabbing out some washi tape just to secure it on the back until it's put in the right place. Once that's done, I go ahead and add some dimensionals, and then this can be stuck down to my project. Then to complete the card, I'm using some linen thread, and this just adds that extra accent touch to the top of my card and gives it just that vintage book vibe that I'm hoping to go for. I hope you've enjoyed the card today. Please do leave me a comment after the video, and a thumbs up if you particularly like the card. Please subscribe to my channel, and please do hop along to see what everyone else has created with the global Stampin' Video Hop. I'd love to find out what everyone else has done for the blending techniques. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and God bless.